The US Federal Reserve lifted interest rates by 75 basis points overnight and signalled more rate increases are likely at upcoming meetings as it tries to combat inflation. Let's go live to our business reporter, Ed Boyd. Ed, Chairman Jerome Powell says it's still possible to avoid a recession, but it's becoming less likely.
Yes, look, Kieran, for months, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, has brushed off the thought of a recession in the United States economy, saying the labour market is still really strong. There's still strong retail spending and the fundamental signs of the economy are still good. However, overnight, he lifted the cash rate by 75 basis points. It's getting very high in the United States, the cash rate, and it's predicted to get up to 4.5% by next year. So he's lifted the cash rate by 75 basis points for 3 meetings in a row. And he's now acknowledged that there is a risk of recession because inflation is at 40-year highs in America and it isn't coming down yet. So one of the big problems, much like Australia, is the housing market. There's a bit of steam is coming out of the housing market. It's cooling off. Property prices are starting to fall. And that could trigger a recession in the United States. This is Jerome Powell speaking overnight.
For the longer term, what we need is supply and demand to get better aligned so that housing prices go up at a reasonable level, at a reasonable pace, and that people can afford houses again. And I think we probably in the housing market have to go through a correction to get back to that place. And we don't know. No one knows whether this process will lead to a recession, or if so, how significant that recession would be.
So interest rates in America are now at 3.25%, and they're going to be going higher throughout the rest of this year and early next year. A housing market correction is something that we're also starting to see in Australia, and there's the Reserve Bank this week suggested property prices here could fall 15% over the next 12 months. So it's a challenge that we're facing both here, and it's a challenge for America as well, Kieran.